How's it going, guys? Every time. How's it going, guys? I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This? How's it going, guys? We are on the third movie of SYFY Movie Month.
And this month is amazing. We should make it like 2 month.
Maybe we'll make it a yearly deal.
There we go. Once a year.
Yeah, once a year we have SYFY movie because they always pump out movies.
Oh yeah,
right. For this week, I believe we said it last week that we were gonna do this movie this week.
Yep. And
it is Killer High. Now I'm gonna have to excuse myself because I think last week I had said Killer Night, and then I had confused Colby. Because when he texted me, he was like, "Hey, what's the name of that movie? Night of the BOAR?" And I was like, "No, Colby, it's Killer Night." And then as we were both looking for it, I couldn't find it. Colby had to put in movies with boars in there.
But yeah, Google's amazing. I was like, movie with BOAR, and it said, "Oh yeah, this is the one you want."
So Colby, did you check out the trailer for it or anything, or did you just go straight?
I didn't. I went just straight.
Synopsis?
Like I read the little like blurb just because we had the name wrong, and I was like, I gotta make sure that this is the right movie. So I read the little the little synopsis. Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what Barry was talking about. So this is the one.
Oh, well, I think it was as I was explaining it to you before. Like, how did you feel the movie was gonna play out?
The BOAR part was much more impressive than I had pictured in my head from the way you said it. I pictured it more like not so as real of a BOAR.
Well, yeah, because I think when I explained it to you, I was like, yeah, this guy puts on a BOAR costume, and then he starts killing everyone in town. So I feel like maybe the way I had explained it, you had just probably felt like Halloween with a BOAR mask, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I think...
And for some reason, like a varsity jacket, but that was kind of like a cape. I don't know why that was in my head.
Oh, man. No, well, I think when I first pulled this up, I was just watching SYFY movies, like going on a binge. Trying to watch everything that didn't have a shark in it.
Fair enough.
Because there's
because we'll eventually do Shark Month.
We got to do it. We have to coincide it with Discovery Channel's Shark Week.
Yes.
That way, it's like, oh my gosh.
Right. Theme it
out. But yeah, like when I just kind of went into it blindly. I saw who was acting in it. The main chick, Sabrina.
Right.
She's actually a character from another SYFY show called The Magicians.
Right.
Where she was in that show they called her a hedge witch, but she was like a pretty strong character in that show. She acts pretty well. And so I was like, all right, let's just give this one a chance.
Right. Yep. And she was also like Felicity's protege in a few episodes of Arrow.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. She looks extra nerdy in that, though.
Yeah, well, Felicity, I think in the first season of Arrow was extra nerdy too, right?
Right,
and then they sexed her up,
hotted her up. Yeah,
that must have been like a newer season because I think I stopped watching Arrow like season 3.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm up to date.
You're all caught up. It's just like after a while, it was just all right. So
I guess I'm as caught up as Netflix has it. We'll go with that.
I know. Well, no, I'm just saying. Like for me, it's just like. They took this goofy like DC character from like 1980s,
right?
And then
that was kind of his heyday, yeah.
And then Batmaned him up.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, the moment that Ra's al Ghul was on that show, I was like, okay, this is just Batman with a bow and arrow, guys. What the? All right, that's a small tangent on CW's Arrow. Oh no. Okay. So we'll just get into the movie. So the movie kind of starts off with like 3 kids going to this abandoned high school.
Right.
Right? And like, okay. So
and it's like, it's in a rundown town that's kind of dead.
Well, it's abandoned, right? It feels like Sabrina's the only one there.
Right. Well, it's still a town, but it's like a town that's dying, and everybody's just moving away because the industry or whatever that's like there funding that town is no longer.
Yeah, Sweetums is gone. Yeah. No, yeah, and so like it feels like these kids are, I guess, from another town. They seem to be like maybe in high school, and they're on a scavenging hunt, and so they need to go. For some reason, they have to go to this abandoned high school and try to find like a photo or something with the mascot in it.
Right. Yeah, just something with the mascot.
Yeah, and it's this white kid, a white girl, and then an Asian kid, which he's basically white too. Because if you're no, but like I don't know why they made this You know why they made this Asian guy like really scared of abandoned things? It's because he's Asian and he's very superstitious. Like no Asian ever wants to put themselves in a scary situation. But they find a way to break into the high school. So the girl and the Asian kid are gonna go scour the high school for like memorabilia, while the guy is going to the field to try to find something.
Yeah, because he's thinking maybe there's like a clubhouse or something off the sporting field that has.
Which I think would have been my first go. Like if I was that Asian kid, I was like, hey, let's go check the field first, guys. Let's. Anything but this dingy high school that's boarded up.
Yeah.
But yeah, as they go through the high school, they go to the gymnasium because you figure, if anything, a mascot thing is going to be in the gymnasium.
Right.
Which it was. The white kid that went to the sporting field, he saw like the banner, but then before he goes to the banner, he sees that there's a trunk in the pit.
Right, because of the fields getting dug up, because later on you find out they're demolishing this to make it into a funeral. Or a graveyard.
A cemetery, right? But it seems like there's a trunk. It has 1968, so it's probably like a time capsule thing.
Right.
Which is a poorly constructed time capsule because, trunks have cracks and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it would usually be like a field. Or not a field, but like a little pod thing.
Right. So, something watertight. This was certainly not watertight.
Yeah. But it seems like they stopped demolishing anyway.
Right.
But he somehow opens it. He's going through it. He finds like a journal and stuff like that. But he finds a BOAR costume, which is like, oh my god, I'm totally gonna win this scavenging hunt.
Yep, it's exactly what he wants.
And then for some reason he puts it on.
And he puts it on, and it's totally the scene of Deadpool 2 where he sticks the bag of Coke into his mask and then slaps it, because that thing is so full of dust.
First of all, I don't even like. That's gross. It's 2018 in this film, and it's been 40. No, it's been like 50 years almost.
Yeah,
I can't do math.
Yeah, 68. So yeah, 50 years.
So gross. And even if you just put on the body costume, I wouldn't have put the mask on. I think that's even worse, because then that thing must
at least shake it out.
But it was put in there like it was the 60s, so it's just like stale 60s smell.
And later on, they talk about how the boar costume was supposedly made out of real boar. So.
Well then I guess, but then it'll just be like old leather, right?
Yeah,
I've never.
Well, that was sweated in and
that retains moisture.
All stinked up.
But yeah, as he puts it on, he puts the mask on. He gets full Jim Carrey'd here because the mask starts to take over his face, and he gets caught up in the banner, and his body starts to transform little by little.
Yeah.
Then we head back into the school. The white girl and the Asian guy, they find like one of those like waving banner things,
right,
for high schools, and then they're like, Asian guy's finally excited. He's like, oh man, if we find 2 more, we're totally gonna win this. White girl's like, oh, now you're excited that we found something. She turns around, Asian guy gets brained, Not in the good way, folks.
Yep, hardcore.
She turns around, and then there is just a hole where this guy's face should be. And so she starts to run because she sees like this gigantic... It almost looks like a Power Rangers villain. Right?
Yes.
Because it's like this huge boar head, and then now it's just running after her, and it eventually catches and kills her. And then that's her opening sequence. Boom, killer high.
Yep.
We cut it.
Because it tries to grab her, and she sees that it's wearing a medical bracelet
for asthma.
Yeah, and so she's like, "What? Is that you, Darren, or whatever his name is?" And then
just pick any like white dude name. Connor, is that you?
Trevor?
Tyler, Trevor, Tanner. I could easily look this IMDb up, but
we don't need to.
But then after that, it cuts over to this like overlay of like a screen, like a sky. No, it's blood, right? Yeah. We're obviously at a blood bank. This girl's like holding a needle up.
Yep.
You find out she's just giving blood. The nurse tries to tell her like, "Hey,
selling blood,"
which I've never seen before. Because if that was an option, every 6 months your boy is making $60.
You gotta go downtown. Downtown, there's a couple places you could sell your blood, and it's like $50.
Oh, and this O positive is gold.
And I think you can do it like every 3 weeks.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Well, see, no, I know some places you can sell platelets, which is like I think more expensive or something like that, or
probably because they can spin it,
and
then they can take out twice as much, and then they put some of your platelet-free blood back into you, so that you're not like dehydrated or.
Oh, I'm fine.
Whatever.
I'm 240 pounds. But yeah, no, she's selling blood. The nurse tries to tell her like, "Hey, you can't come here so often. It's not good for you." She's like, "No, don't worry about me. I'm out of here." She gets her money, which I think it kind of looks like. Is it? I'm guessing it's a 50.
Yeah,
you're hoping it's a 50, right? The girl tries to offer a sugar cookie. She's like, "Oh, you don't fit in a size 4 vintage corset. If you eat a sugar or anything." But she looks pale as shit. And then she faints, totally faints, and then she asks this clerk, "Hey, can you drive me to the bus stop?" Which is just a no.
Just drag me to the bus stop.
Was it drag or drive? Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not driving you anywhere. Like, but yeah, so you see her. She comes out. She's sort of like leaning on a post, but still pretty like lightheaded. She gets home. You see like a urn, which is her mother, because it pans to a photo of them two.
Right.
But before that, you do see like the house that she lives in is like really clean, but then the townhouse right next to hers is like totally abandoned.
Right.
Which is like terrifying if you're living like sort of like in a ghost town.
Yeah, it is a little spooky, especially like a like young single girl,
single white female.
Yeah, 10 year reunion.
10 years, 28 years old.
Yep.
You know, I'm pretty sure she's like a local legend, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god, do you know that girl that lives on 5th West Street? The crazy 20-year-old white girl? No. But, her house pretty desolate. But you see, like, she's sort of, like, stuck in the past. Because she still has, like, her room from high school still looks like what I assume her room was in high school.
Right.
Because it still says, like, there's, like, a little banner with the high school on it.
Yeah, I totally took it as those were her glory years, and she's just stuck there.
Well, I don't, like, but I think it's her glory years because, like, she had to take care of her mother. Not because, like, she wasn't smart. Because in this girl, you learn later onto the film that she was, like, editor of the newspaper, archery club. I'm presuming she was probably like one of the top students as well.
Right.
But because of her situations with her family, she couldn't stay. She couldn't go anywhere, so she just kept holding on to that little like glimpse or little like hope of like.
Right. Yeah. Not glory days like Napoleon Dynamite's uncle.
But yeah, like she pulls like a shoebox of money. And she just has, like, stacks.
Right.
of what I presume is 50s, and I don't know if she's just selling her blood for all that money.
She makes a joke later on about how many times she sold her blood.
I mean, and she also does work at the Yankee Candle, I'm presuming, in the next town over. But yeah, she goes to like, and then it cuts over to Margot, her best friend from high school.
Right.
They cut to like a little missing poster, and then this Indian guy, Ronnie, comes up from behind. And I presume they're friends of Sabrina, which is our main character. They had to go break the news to Sabrina that the hotel that she booked for the reunion is actually closed. And she sort of freaks out because she's like, I just made a deposit last week. Which, I mean, if you're a closing business, you're just going to run away with some money.
Right.
Right. Like, it's untraceable, I guess. See, that's why you gotta do things with a credit card, guys. You could dispute it. But Ronnie suggests that, hey, let's do it at the high school because, like, no one does that anymore. Everyone, yeah, like, and...
Right, kind of like a retro.
Retro, right? Because, like, I think nowadays people just, or like, they will rent out a convention hall.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel like, did you ever do, like, a high school reunion for...
I didn't.
Like, did they have one for you, though?
Yeah, so they did the 10-year and they did the 20-year because I'm old. And I didn't go to either one. I live in the town that I went to high school in, so it wouldn't even have been like
a hassle.
A hassle. But it was weirdly expensive, and I went to a huge high school. Like, we had the largest graduating class in Vegas. We were like 998 people in my graduating class. So, like, if that 50 people that I liked it didn't show up, there would still be 900 people that I didn't really know. And so it was just kind of like, it wasn't like, I know everybody, so if the people I like aren't there, I could still talk to people. And I was pretty quiet in high school, so it was just like, I don't know.
No, same here. I think for my high school, we were like the second graduating class, because like when I came to Vegas, they were still developing. They're expanding pretty at a high rate, and so like some suburban, like sort of like outer area high schools, like we're at in the South.
Right.
Like it was probably the only high school for like a good 20, like no, like 20, I feel like 15 to 20 miles maybe, right? I mean, so yeah, we had actually a pretty large high school graduating class. I think it was like, for us, it was like maybe like 400.
Right, which is still huge,
lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people I do not ever want to see again. No, but yeah, so but I'm pretty sure that if they had constructed one, it would have been like in one of the convention halls in town, not at the school.
Right. Yeah, I think ours was Hard Rock or maybe Alexis Park.
Oh yeah, a lot of like smaller convention does like stuff at the Alexis Park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but yeah, but I'm definitely not at the high school.
Right.
There's just too many people.
Right.
Not the gym is not big enough for. And plus, we're gonna drink. If I have to be there at 28, I'm gonna drink something.
Right. And here, I guess, if you have a high school that just closed down, you pretty much do whatever you want in there, and it's kind of free game.
Well, yeah, because Ronnie does tell her, like, Sabrina, you can save so much money on blah blah blah, and then you don't even have to clean it up, which means it can get nasty. But they do end up setting up everything in the high school. Sabrina is in a photo booth that she wanted because she felt like I feel like she has a really good like after this whole movie's done, she could be a party planner,
right, or
something like that, because the party looks awesome. Like, there's a DJ, there's really fancy foods, like, I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
They had a prosciutto. I don't know what kind of party had prosciutto just walking around.
Then they had the hand rolled chocolate truffles.
Oh, that looked delicious, right? But yeah,
lobster.
Yeah, I mean, how are you supposed to eat that standing up, though? It is it should have been a lobster roll.
Yep.
But the party looks dope though. It looks really cool. Ronnie is outside with Margot trying to invite everybody to sign the guest book.
Yeah,
like
kind of like the Mater D, I guess.
Yeah, Mater D and all that stuff. Sabrina's freaking out because no one's here yet. It's already 20 minutes over. But then I think she should have known that you never show up to a party on time.
Right. You actually even get the two girls who show up and they're like, we're the first two? Oh, we can't go in yet. Let's go around the back and smoke where we used to smoke in high school.
Well, first of all, like she was like, yo, maybe if I created my own app or if I was working on Wall Street, it'd be fine if I'm the first one there. I don't know. I don't see the correlation between the two, but you know.
I think just rich.
Just rich, rich, like I could only be here for a finite amount of time.
Right.
Because I'm rich.
Yes.
But not a veterinary technician. Which that's still a pretty respectable job, right?
Yeah.
People love their pets.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, so they go around back to smoke like a joint. The girl's like, the Asian girl, she's like tripping. The veterinary tech, she's like, oh no, I have a sock in my stockings.
So she got a run in her hose,
which I don't know what that means. Her friend is like, don't worry about it, just take it off. But then people start showing up.
Right.
There's like a pretty good amount of, like a surprisingly good amount of people showing up to this abandoned town. And what is more surprising is that an Uber is taking them to this abandoned town.
Right, and they even make the joke. They're like, what? People are showing up in an Uber. That means they're planning on staying for a while and having some drinks.
Which is true.
Yep.
Right? Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it seems like the party is really kicking off. But we cut away to the two girls smoking a joint in the back, and then one gets impaled.
Yep.
Pretty gruesomely too. Like, I mean, it's actually a pretty good mix of CG and practical effects.
Right.
Yeah, like it didn't look so sci-fi. Like it didn't look like Megala Shark or Megala. No, it wasn't not Megalodon, but
right, because the boar is
practical.
Is practical. Yeah.
Which surprised me even more. It looked like probably like two people were probably heading that boar, but. Yeah, right. It looked really cool because like the mouth worked. Like it even had some tongue action for the ladies. But yeah, definitely yeah. So the Asian girl, she gets like impaled by the boar's tusks. Her friend is freaking out and presumed dead also because her blood splashes on the
power box.
The power box. And so everything in the thing starts flickering. The lights are flickering. Margot notes that, oh my god, Sabrina must be freaking out. The DJ, his music starts skipping because of the electrical work.
Right.
One of her old classmates is excited that she's a stepmom. No woman is ever excited to be a stepmom, I think. I guess maybe if you never want it, like if you don't maybe if you can't have kids, that's excited. You're excited, but
yeah,
she looks way too excited to be a stepmom. Their other classmate is a traveling salesman with a very outdated chain wallet.
Yes.
I was like, no, I don't believe he just pulled out the chain wallet. But it's just like, like Sabrina is like kind of eating it all up, and then they ask Sabrina what she's been up to. She's like, oh, I've been planning this. And she's like, oh, what else? She's like, oh, this takes a lot of work, stepmom. And she kind of just...
kind of a joke that, like, she's just been spending the last 10 years
planning the 10-year reunion.
10-year reunion.
Which actually gets super awkward. And so they're like, hey, the music's skipping, you should go fix that. And so Sabrina gets taken along this whole round where it's like the electrical is the problem. You got to go find the fuse box and get an electrician.
Right.
She's like, don't worry, I was electrical safety officer, which I don't believe they would give to a freshman a title like electrical safety officer.
But apparently.
Apparently she did. She was.
So she happens to have her toolbox with her, and she goes out there and
sort of like just screws something in.
Jimmy rigs it. Yeah.
But then she does see the guy. She probably presumes it's a guy in a BOAR mask.
Right,
like a costume.
But she also is a little concerned because the amount of blood that's on the wall and on the fuse box.
Well, no, she said, "Oh my God, who put red paint here?" Like it's still wet, you know. But yeah, so she does run inside. She gets freaked out. But at this point, Margot has actually met up with her ex-boyfriend, Jed.
Yes.
And Jed is like, "Oh, what's up, baby girl?" Yeah. And then he's like, "Hey, Ronnie, sorry, I bullied you. I think I bullied you. You look like one of the guys I would have bullied." He's like, "Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you bullied me." Yeah, and Ronnie is like he's so excited to be doing this part, and not a single person who comes in remembers him. They're all like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Ronnie.
We were lab partners."
Lab partners. They're like,
"All right, Donnie."
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
And his name tag has his name, just like like it's really out there. But he is pretty excited to work it with Margot because it feels like maybe he's had a crush on her for a very long time or something like that. But yeah, so Margot goes away with Jed. High school reunions, I guess, are a way to like kind of hook up with old flames. If so he's like super like bummed out. But then Sabrina barges in, and she's like, "Oh my God, there's a monster running around." And then and he's like, "Oh my God, I think the air just got cold."
And he's like, "What do you mean a monster?" And she's like, "Well, it's like a wild animal, maybe like a rabbit or a dog or something bigger."
But then she gets the hammer from her toolbox, and she prepares to like brain this thing.
Right.
But then in comes the beautiful, the exotic Rosario. Which you learn earlier in the movie as they're going through the high school, checking it out, that Rosario was pretty much her rival.
Right.
It is her Gary Oak to her Ash Ketchum. Because like the year prior, Rosario was a prom queen, but then the year later she was a prom queen.
Right.
They were both on the archery team,
competing for team captain.
Team captain. They both went out for Superstar Jesus.
Right.
Which I don't understand is a play for high school students. I'm telling you right now, if someone tried to do Superstar Jesus in this high school, like not in this high school, but this year, they'd be like, "Nope, that's overly religious." Yeah. But it was 2008. It was a different time.
Right. I could totally have seen that when I was in high school.
Right. Yeah. But then so Rosario comes. She's sort of telling me having this aura about her that she's like, "Yeah, I'm doing better than you, Sabrina."
Right.
She has the details on Ronnie and how he's doing. You find out that Ronnie actually has his own business.
Yep.
So I'm presuming he's actually successful, but he does have anxiety problems because he mentions earlier on that he goes to a therapist for it, which I guess he's working on it.
Right.
But then she tells Ronnie "Oh, I keep tabs on people that I'm interested in or I liked in high school," and Ronnie's like, "Oh my God, Rosario." But then Sabrina wants to go sort of show Rosario what she's been able to do at this party, which is super sad.
Show off. Yeah.
Show off, but it's really sad.
Yeah.
But after that, what's it called? They go to the party. Sabrina tries to push this prosciutto plate, which if it was me, I would have been like, "Yes, please." But it's prosciutto on some bread.
Yeah.
Or something, but then you find out, but then Rosario's after she's been telling the stories that she's been "I've gone traveling, I went to Chile or whatever.
Yeah, I've been in the Himalayas.
Yeah, which is, wow. She's like, "Oh, I actually can't eat that. I'm on my paleo diet," which is totally something someone like her would say.
Yep.
So the stepmom is like, "Oh, I'll just eat them then. Of course you will."
And the stepmom is the slightly larger. And she's like, my husband's got a wheat allergy, so it's been a year since I've had bread. Oh, yeah. I'll take a bite.
And Sabrina's like, no, Rosario says she likes prosciutto. Which is, man, Sabrina.
She's like, I like prosciutto in high school. I'm surprised you remember.
Oh, yeah, and then she brings up some baking challenge that they had in high school.
Yep.
Which, I mean, at that point, I'm like, oh my God, this girl only has high school.
Yeah.
Which is, like, really sad.
Yeah.
Because she's still fine. Like, if I was a nerd back in high school, I would have been like, so what's up, Sabrina? But then after that, what happens? Yeah, Jed and Margot, they sneak off to a classroom that they used to sneak off to back in high school. Jed is, like, trying to lay down the honey on her, the sugar.
Yep.
And he's like, man, I miss you so much, Margot. Oh, my gosh. And then Margot, who's, like, obviously flattered because, you know, it's been 10 years, so whatever happened to them in high school. Oh, well, she said that he cheated on her, but...
Right.
You know, sometimes you think, like, oh, it's been 10 years, hopefully they change.
Yeah, and he said, oh, man, it's the worst mistake I made in my entire life.
Letting you go, girl. But then she was like, oh, man, I can't believe, you know, that, like, you're still single, blah, 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 blah. You're not married. And he's like, oh, I'm married. And she's like, what? And then he's like, yeah, I just took off my ring. It's the reunion, baby. And she's just like, oh, my God, you're a creep. She starts to leave, and then all of a sudden, Jed's hands get kunai'd down. I don't know what is, like, trophies.
Old trophies, yep.
Which now this is the point of the movie where you learn that the BOAR has the ability and the dexterity to throw old trophies like kunais.
Directly into his hands.
Pinning
him to a table.
What's it called? And then Margot tries to save him. But is thwarted by this BOAR.
Yes.
And then, lo and behold, superhero Ronnie comes hitting him with like a clipboard, and then takes Margot away. And Margot's like, no, we gotta get Jed, because, you know, obviously I know she's probably like, he's still a creep, but he's gonna die. Right. But
she still got the feels for him.
Right. But then Jed tries to tries to go through the doorway, but
he's pushing the table, but he's pushing it long ways through a thin doorway, and it's just...
Someone did not get the shape toy when they were young, because Ronnie then goes, "Are you serious?" And so as he's trying to turn sideways, he gets caught up and then gets dragged away by the BOAR. Yeah. And this is when Margot and Ronnie, they go try to find Sabrina, tell her what happened. Like, oh my God, there's a monster. You know, you said it was hungry. And so, but this is, but before this, Sabrina, she's like, attention everybody, yes, yes, yes. All eyes on me. She's like, oh, you know, I brought everybody's favorite teacher. And then she gives Rosario that look. He's like, well, almost everybody's favorite teacher, which is like, wow, you know, the minimal amount of shade she is throwing at this girl who lives in New York City. And then everybody's like, oh my God, it's Miss Belcher.
Until she had to retire early because she was paralyzed due to a Palm Pilot accident.
Which I don't know if you guys know what a Palm Pilot is. It is your grandfather's iPhone.
Yes. Yep.
A Palm Pilot basically was just like, it was almost just like what's it called? Like a trapper keeper. Or a day planner, right?
Yeah, like a day planner, yep.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone's super excited. They're super hyped. So they're all saying, like, you know, their thank yous to Mrs. Belcher or whatever. And then she goes to Rosario and she's like, oh, didn't she not like you because you cheated? Another minimal throw. Shit. But this is where...
Poor old lady. She's in a wheelchair. She's communicating by writing on a dry erase board.
Look, she can't afford a Stephen Hawking's talking device. Obviously, because she had a Palm Pilot.
Right.
I really wish they could have been like, oh, you know, she got burned from a smartphone exploding accident. It would have been like, oh my God, this movie's so relevant.
That was about 10 years ago, too, wasn't it?
No,
that could have worked.
It's like probably like 6 years ago. Because then, like, the phone company that had that they're now on the 10, and I think that was the 5.
Okay.
Right? See? Sidestep that product placement. Yeah, and then, so this is where Margot and Ronnie burst in. They grab Sabrina. They're like, hey, there's a fucking monster that just killed Jed. Oh my god! And so they go wandering into the hallway, and she's like, guys, you guys are tripping. There's no monster. The girl earlier bursts out. The girl from earlier who could not recognize Ronnie as the lab partner.
Yep.
Bursts out of the bathroom like, what's going on, guys? And they freak out because they see the board behind her. And they're like telling her to run.
But she thinks they're playing some kind of practical joke on her.
Yeah, she was like, don't play no practical jokes. I was popular. But then she gets knocked the fuck up. She gets tusked.
Into the ceiling, knocks down all the ceiling tiles.
It's pretty vicious. It's a vicious BOAR attack.
Yeah.
And so they end up running back into the auditorium.
Yeah. Because there's a door, so at least they getting through a door and then closing it, locking it into the rest of the school.
But I feel like this BOAR is able to Michael Jackson his way around this high school.
Yes, we don't find that out till later. But
no, but then now they're freaking out. Margot and Ronnie are like, we have to tell everybody to leave, but Sabrina can't let her big night. The night that she's been donating blood for a straight 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Go to waste. So she's like, I'm going to go upstairs and make a call, and then we'll get everybody out of here safely. And so she grabs a lobster, which I was like, wow, there's lobster at this party.
Whole lobster.
And I'll also like, where are they breaking this lobster? You know, there is no seats, so this is a standing event.
Right, but you can just throw it on the floor because
they're gonna demolish this. Yeah, actually, that would have been awesome. You've been throwing bottles like fuck this school. But yeah, she takes the whole lobster, throws it into the hallway as bait. In the meantime, Rosario's like, "What's going on?" They try to like thwart her off because they don't want to like embarrass Sabrina somehow. That like she's trying to save them.
Right.
I don't, at this point, it doesn't really matter. But then Sabrina doesn't want Rosario to have the better of her or, like, be her partner in this. Right?
Right.
And so she makes it all the way.
Right, because it's still now, there's a monster here, so I have to save everybody.
Right. Right. Everybody has, especially those two would have the hero complex of having, they're probably control freaks, right?
Yes. Oh, totally.
But yeah, so they get upstairs, and she's calling on the phone. I don't believe there's a dial tone though. I believe that the phone is dead.
Right.
But then out of nowhere, Rosario shows up because she was like, "Oh, you forget that I was blah 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 this position in 10th grade." I don't know who's giving like the blueprints to 9th and 10th graders to be able to slip in and out of this school.
There was an open duct that never got sealed, and I remember that you could sneak through to get over here, and
but yeah, and she's like, "What are you doing up here with half a lobster?" And this is where they freak out. They find the BOAR,
right,
is about to attack them, and then they start running. And at this point, they're both freaking out. And then Rosario's like, "I had to take control of the situation and get everybody out of here." Because they have, like, both of them, total control hero complex.
Yep, absolutely.
Freaks. But they end up actually just getting the BOAR into the main audience, or the main auditorium. Right?
Yeah.
And then the BOAR just goes buck wild. It's killing everybody. There's people hiding underneath tables. And then half a leg goes underneath the table. It's a stepmom, salesman with chain wallet.
Yep.
And meanwhile, I think Margot and Ronnie, they haven't explored the rest of the school yet, right? They haven't gone to the library.
No, not yet.
Yeah, and so all this chaos is, and I think this part, the camera work for this scene was pretty awesome because they did like a little stop frame.
Well, yeah, like almost Matrix, where it was full pause, but yeah. Which is actually they ended up doing it a couple times during the movie, but it was a really interesting effect. Yeah,
it was like they did it at key moments, which I felt like it was like, wow, that should be out of budget for this film.
Right. And there was always like a cool like
blood effect or something like that,
and like a cool like song that went along with it, like in the background, like that was.
Oh yeah. But it wasn't any songs that we know because, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah, they didn't have the
couldn't
rights.
afford that. But yeah, so everyone starts to scatter. Ronnie and Margot, like, scatter somewhere else. Sabrina, Rosario, Stepmom, and Chain Wallet.
Because Ronnie, he takes off one direction because he's trying to save...
Margot.
Old lady.
Oh yes, she's trying to save
his
their favorite teacher. With Margot. She ends up getting bored also. Super sad. But before that, she writes down it, like, very slowly. They're like, it's almost like Pictionary, like trying to guess what she's gonna write next, or BOGO. But yeah, she writes down it's happened before.
Right.
Before that, Sabrina, Rosario, Stepmom, and Chain Wallet, they're trying to get this religious girl to come with them, but she's like, don't worry, guys. I have the power of Christ with me.
Power of Christ. She pulls off her cross, holds it up. The boar comes up, sniffs it, starts to back off, and she's like, see?
I told you guys.
I told you.
And then she gets tusked.
And it was basically like he was backing up to get into charge.
To generate the power?
A full charge, yep.
Oh, man. Well, before that, like, when she does seem to stop the boar, Chain Wallet is like, oh my god, there is a god. And then immediately changes his mind after she got bored.
Yeah.
And so they're running around the school trying to find a way out. Ronnie and Margot they go upstairs. I believe they go to the library to try to find out what's going on after Miss Belcher,
because they think that there's
got
to be some kind of clues or something since this has happened before.
And Ronnie used to be the library attendant.
Yep.
And so he knows that library inside and out, apparently. Yep. And then so yeah, they're digging around while Sabrina and Rosario are trying to find a way out. Right. They do end up finding this classroom where is actually the same classroom that the three kids in the beginning entered through.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're trying to figure out which window and what board is loose so they can try to escape. And they do. And at this point, they've also they stopped in the locker room. They got the bow and arrow.
Oh yeah, they've
had a fight over who was the better archer and who should carry the bow.
Yeah.
And they've decided that the outfits that they were wearing are going to be ruined if they get blood on it, so they change into some cheerleading outfits that happen to have been left in the locker room.
I don't know what's up with these people putting on old, dusty clothes. Also, I guess you know what, though? It makes sense because they're both in pants. Well, one was in a dress.
Right.
And then the other one was in this really sexy pantsuit.
Yes. So neither one of them boar fighting outfits.
They need the free range of motion that a cheerleading skirt will give you. But yeah, they do, like, for some reason get into a cheerleading outfit and gear up. I can't picture them only being one bow and arrow, but there is only one bow and arrow.
Poor school.
But yeah, so then they find the classroom that the three kids had entered through. Stepmom gets out, but then Chain Wallet actually gets his chain wallet stuck on some balloons.
On a string of balloons.
After Sabrina had bow and arrowed the boar to the face, he has a string of balloons chained to his chain wallet.
And you can hear the balloons, like, from the darkness popping one at a time as the boar is getting closer.
Which is a great setup, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? And so, what's it called? Chain wallet gets dragged away. Well, no, he gets actually hit first. Right. He gets hit into the wall.
Right, because he decides that he's
takes off his
gonna take off his pants because he can't untie the balloons from his chain wallet.
He could just detach the chain.
But why would you do that when you could just
take off your pants.
Easily take off your pants?
Oh, you know, because maybe he's like, you know what? If my pants are off long enough, maybe me and these two.
It's a possibility.
Because, you know, what else is sexier than a chain wallet? Sabrina actually gets hit also. And this is where Rosario comes up. She has a cricket thing or like a polo
club
or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, get away, this is my school or something. And it just breaks off on his head.
She full on swings and breaks it in half over its head. And
it is not phased.
No. Yeah.
But then her and Sabrina somehow slip away.
Right, because it's busy goring Chain Wallet.
That's true, yes. Chain Wallet is, it is trapped. Now Chain Wallet is trapped in that classroom.
Yeah.
But Sabrina and Rosario, during this time, they're trying to find a way out. And they're running around the school. Ronnie and Margot are upstairs. They're going through old, yearbooks. Ronnie's going through the old film reel.
Yep.
And they start to see, little clues because they're like, oh, it's happened before. And then Ronnie and Margot sort of have this little small flirting thing where Margot ends up asking Ronnie for a date.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, that's cool, you know. So, in your mind, you're like, oh, yes, these guys, finally, he's going to... Nerdy Asian kid is going to get with the girl that he liked in high school. But then they start to argue about when it actually first started.
Right, because they both think they found an answer, which turns out that they both did find an answer, but...
Just different times.
Yeah.
So the original one was actually back when they would wear, those, those leather helmets for football. The guy actually... The captain of the football team, for some reason, put the BOAR costume on and started goring everybody.
Yep.
And then in 1968, they're doing a production of Animal Farm, and one of the females had put the BOAR costume on and then killed everybody there.
Yep. And
so both were murdered on the school property as well.
Right.
Not murdered, but both were put down on the school property. While this is happening, Rosario and Sabrina, they make it outside. And then they find a stepmom still there. And she's like, I'm just trying to call an Uber.
But I can't get a signal.
I swear there was a bar. No, you stupid stepmom. This is why you're excited to be stepmom. Just run. Keep running. Get out of town. Right? Because you made it out. You, for some reason, would have been... one of the final girls. But no, she gets bored.
Yeah.
And then we get the sweet slow motion effect again.
Definitely, yep.
But then that's when Sabrina and Rosario, they go back into the school. They're trying to find their way out. Ronnie and Margot are trying to find Sabrina to explain to them why this is happening. But Sabrina turns a corner because she hears a noise. She has her bow cocked and ready. And then it hits Ronnie in the leg. And then Rosario has to give her one of those... she negs her pretty much. She's like, oh, thank God you're a terrible shot. So even in the face of being killed, they're still taking little shots at each other.
Yep.
They drag Ronnie into the science room. And they're like, oh, well, at least we're trapped in the science room where they could possibly have some leftover chemicals that they could use against the BOAR.
Right.
And so Ronnie, Rosario, and Sabrina, they're next to these jars of preserved animals.
Yeah, and so formaldehyde,
which is super flammable.
Yeah.
Which is, but then Margot is off by herself right next to the door. And then we get actually a pretty... if it wasn't a big BOAR, it would have been kind of creepy because you see the BOAR just looking at her from the outside, and then when she screams, now the BOAR has taken her hostage because it is now before you see it running on all fours.
Yes,
but now it is standing up and using its front legs as
and it's not hands; it's big old BOAR legs.
But I really wish they had just stuck to like one. This probably be my only complaint for the film, is I wish they had stuck to for the boar to only be able to do one thing. You know, it's switching. It's almost switching from full bore to man bore. But then this is where we sort of get like a very like, it's supposed to be a tearjerker scene, but the rest of this movie has been so ridiculous that you can't really establish a connection. But Margot is trying to tell Ronnie, like, I know you guys can do it, and I really wish I got to know you more in high school and, you know, presumably dated you. And then she gets the beaker through her throat, which is a weird kill. I thought it had claws. It looked like, I thought it was going to rip her neck off.
That would make sense, but no.
Did you see
we'll
the beaker
jam
kill?
the beaker through. Yeah.
Or the Bunsen burner. There you go.
Oh, right,
yeah,
yes.
The Bunsen burner.
Oh, right, because she was holding the Bunsen burner because she was trying to find something to light the formaldehyde.
Yeah, but then after that, they do crack over a formaldehyde jar, which contained a pig in it.
A little
fetal
piglet. Pig, yeah.
Can't feel too sad for a teacup pig. And then they set it like what was it called? They knock it towards another fuse box, and then it like electrocutes it, but then it gets up right away. And so as they're trying to get away, Ronnie is like, "No, you guys, my life is over. Margot's dead. I'll hold it off for you guys." And so they're trying to fly, just trying to do like a little planning on the outside. They realize that all the bodies that were inside were now on the stands.
Yeah, all dragged out and put up in the stands.
And then we get a shot of Ronnie in the hallway, and he takes off the arrow from his leg, and he's like, he looks like it's gonna have one really cool like you know, final last stand moment, or William Wallace moment. But then like William Wallace, he's just
jamming in the boar's eye or something.
But like William Wallace, he fails. Before he even got... Well, not like William. He fails before he even got started. Yeah. Because he slips on his own blood. And then gets knocked up. And it gets knocked around. And it is just... Like, the thing just digs into him and digs everything out. Yeah. Pretty bad. And then he's like... And then the moment that he dies, he sees Margot's old locker, which has Margot loves...
It's like, oh, nice. Nice.
The board does eventually sort of make it out, and then this is where we have the final battle, which is actually surprisingly short. But I think at this point they kind of ran out of like ideas. Margot and Rosario sort of team up on it, and then Rosario tells Margot, go get the shovel, and then they actually chop the thing's head off. They pin it down, or Rosario pins it down, and then Sabrina chops the head off. And then Sabrina's like, hey, do you still need a roommate? She's like, oh, if you want to sleep on an air mattress, which I thought, like, if you're asking for a roommate, I thought you'd have a 2-bedroom apartment, you know? But then they start to walk away. But when they pan back to the body, it's the body of the asthma kid. Right. From the beginning of the movie.
Yep. With no boar costume.
And then it just stops. Well, then the movie's just finished.
Right. Well, because it leaves it open so that...
for a sequel. Killer High 2. Oh, well, no, but then it would be a cemetery, right?
Well, no, but 2 of the people from the class didn't get killed, so it may follow them to New York.
Oh, Killer High in New York.
I don't know. More people than BOAR.
First of all, I feel like those 2 girls aren't gonna get to go back to New York because they're the only 2 that survived this 2008 reunion massacre.
Right? It's true, but there's no longer a police station in town, so.
Oh man, just think about the families. They're like, my daughter's been missing for so long. And then they just go to the school and it's just rotting bodies on the stand. That's pretty bad. Yeah. All right, so if it was you, would you report it? Like, if you
I would.
You'd have to report it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the one who obviously it's gonna be able to trace back to you.
You're right, but how would you report that? Be like, hey, a mythical beast came through our party and killed everybody, and they're gonna be like, what kind of drugs were you taking? That's always tough. So a little side story. So this is probably about 8 years ago, maybe. Mm-hmm. There was this old grandma, and she killed her 3-year-old granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Police came in, arrested her, took her to jail, went to court. In court, she swears her granddaughter was possessed by the devil. That she was going to grow up, rule the world, bring the apocalypse. And they were like, okay, Grandma, life in prison. But in that weird 1/100 millionth of a situation that maybe the granddaughter was possessed by the devil and Grandma saved the world and we're going to thank her by throwing her in jail.
But see, who would you rather go to jail, right? Grandma's probably at the end of her life. Right?
Oh, that's true.
Maybe she has no one to visit her anymore. So in jail, she's gonna
You killed granddaughter, so pretty much the family's not gonna come visit you.
Oh no! But I'm saying in jail, there's always gonna be somebody there.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I think I do remember that. I do remember how bizarre that was.
Right.
And then thinking, but what if on the off chance? Right? So, but you see, Rosario probably has no ties, but Sabrina definitely does because she's the organizer.
Right.
And they're going to be like, well, Sabrina's not here dead, so who? But then they would have to match.
And there's some weird well-known competition between the two of them, and then it's going to be like, maybe that's going to be like, you killed all these people in some kind of competition? Like, you were
second
you
movie.
Were like other people were like, look how much better we've done than you, and you're just like, well, we're gonna have to kill everybody off, so we're still the top 2.
Second movie idea, Asylum. No, but yeah, this movie was just a ton of fun. I think. I don't know, Kobe. What did you think about it after you watched it?
It was like you said, a ton of fun. The first 15-20 minutes, I was totally like, this is like a fun horror movie that you kind of almost all ages. You throw it on like a Halloween party, even if there's not little kids, but younger people there, and it's just gonna be. They get to a little bit of over the top gore, and I was like, oh, maybe I was incorrect. But definitely I could see this as you got your teenagers doing a Halloween party or something like that, and you throw this on. You don't have to pay full attention to it. You can kind of just in and out between your conversations, watch the thing, people get gored, go back, eat some pizza puffs.
Pizza pockets. Tostinos.
Some Totino's pizza pockets.
Yeah, definitely. It's just it's one of those. It kind of reminds me of a 90s, sort of just a goofy. It's almost like a horror comedy,
right?
Because of just how they shot it.
Because there's intense parts, but the dialogue and everything stays witty and light enough that it never turns into oh my god, this is a scary movie. But it's definitely still a horror movie.
Yeah, but it's just I feel like in the writer's room is it's about a boar, so we can't take ourselves too serious.
Right, exactly.
Oh man, but yeah, it's definitely it's just one of those films where it sort of hits all ages. Because then, if you're me and Colby, around our age, it's just sort of like a B movie that's funny. If you're a teenager, it's just a goofy film,
right?
A goofy horror film. Because I feel like teenagers, there's so much horror films that are messed up nowadays.
Yeah.
That this is just probably it could be on Disney's Horror Night.
Right.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure the gore is what's gonna stop it from ever being. But it's almost like to that caliber, so it's almost like an adult Disney movie.
Yeah,
right? Because it's gory enough to like we're like, oh man, that was sweet, but then not too gore, like not too serious, where it's like, I don't know if they're joking or not. Kobe, what would you rate the film? So we do have our 5-tier rating list, guys. We have used DVD, new DVD, used Blu-ray, new Blu-ray, and Ultimate Box Collection.
Was the Ultimate Box Collection come with like a BOAR mask and?
Oh, you know what? No, the Ultimate Box Collection is it's a box version of bacon, the bacon package, or a whole bacon. Just kidding. I don't know.
With bacon.
I honestly don't know what you would put in the Ultimate Box Collection of this. I guess you could put like maybe if this was the Ultimate Box Collection with this movie, Prom Night, and Graduation Day.
Okay.
Like just a horror film, like high school.
Like throw a Carrie in there, something like that.
Yeah, just like a yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I would love to do that then. I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna have to go like new Blu-ray, but I would definitely like new DVD on this. I would love to have this in my collection. Just again, this was like you know, kind of like we say all the time. It's like this is like definitely shareable. Somebody's like, you know, want to watch a horror movie, but like not necessarily something that I need to sit down and just like be enthralled in. You know, this definitely
is fun.
Yeah.
I'm definitely with you there. I feel like because it's like made in 2018, the production in it is pretty good. Where I feel like if I had it in Blu-ray, like in a used Blu-ray, it'd be better. Because you know sometimes with because you know sometimes with these straight to TV type of movies, like the definition isn't as crisp. So having it in a higher definition would actually make it look worse. This one had really like a pretty decent budget as far as like the director of photography goes. Definitely had a really cool camera work, especially with the parts where they paused it, but then they would almost have
true.
a
360. And if you did like a Blu-ray, I'm sure they'd probably have a little snippet on like how they
how they filmed those.
Maybe I'd go with like a used Blu-ray. I think you talked me into a
used Blu-ray. Yeah, I just feel like you know, you never know. Maybe on the what's it called? The extra features, you probably get like a bit more of a back, like a little comic book strip backstory on the boar. Right. Maybe it was like the boar that they skinned was like a mythological creature, like you know, like a satyr, like a Philatides type of boar.
Right.
Just because they never really explain, like you know, how this boar had become infused with like possession powers.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I don't see it just because, like, because they say that the quarterback at the beginning of the film, or the first incident, the quarterback had just put this boar costume on and then killed everybody.
But they were saying that they gave like a little bit of no explanation, but they gave a little bit of like history where the school was actually founded by somebody, and that quarterback was the founder's son, but it was named after the person with the money. So the person who actually founded the school never got any of the credit for it.
Oh, so you think that he just put the boar costume on as like a cover?
Yeah, maybe it was just like I'm mad that you've taken credit for the school, so I'm going to put this boar costume on and like kill you, and then be able to get away with it, and then it because it was made out of real boar or something. Yeah, like not really any explanation.
No, I totally want to go with my Philatides. That it was a satyr that they had actually skinned. I don't know.
That works as well, yeah.
But yeah, see, I feel like you get like these really goofy like commentaries, or like just like a little behind the scenes of how they did the camera work. I know I've seen that camera work before. It's been in like bigger like budget like blockbuster films.
Right.
That's why I was pretty surprised when they had it in this film.
Yeah, and I think 3 times they do it.
Yeah, like they didn't do it in excess, which is really nice too.
Right.
They picked the best moments where it was gonna look the best, like the freaking stepmom getting gored, all the people in the auditorium, and I believe it was like another person getting gored, but they picked the really good spots to do it on.
Yeah.
So you would say use Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Use Blu-ray. Yeah. It just feels like one of those movies, like Kobe hosts a bad movie night, and it's definitely a film that like, I know.
Right. Yes. If I'm gonna have to buy this, because eventually this may be my Halloween movie.
Oh, is this gonna be a part of your 31 Days of Halloween movies?
I don't know if it's that many, but this will be one of the 4 weeks of Halloween.
Well, no, I'm just saying because some people like I was a SYFY. They do the 31 days, right?
Yeah. Actually, I think that's where this premiered on SYFY.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely a good time for them. Because I mean, dude, did you hear that Hallmark is gonna have 40 Christmas movies this year? They're producing 40.
That's a lot of Christmas.
That's like it's like they give Thanksgiving no respect.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, this is going to be the end of the show. We're already past our hour mark. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually don't know what next week's movie is going to be.
We'll surprise you.
We'll surprise you guys, as I will surprise Colby, because it is my month and I'm picking the movies. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm Barrett.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Our theme music is by Rosevere, Arcade Montage. You can find it on FMA.com under the music album Music for Podcast 3.
Thank you.